Aloha from Maui, Hawaii, and welcome to a Maui Music Moment. I'm your host, Randall Rospond. Our program intends to inspire, educate, and entertain you with an intimate glimpse into the sights, sounds, and minds of some of Maui's most unique musicians, songwriters, entertainers, and who knows what else. Producer Larry John, videographer Carl Rosicki, and myself will feature a different Maui artist each program. I'll conduct a brief interview, then we'll have them perform an original music selection to be followed by a short discussion. Then to wrap the show, it will be my honor to have our guest join me for a little jam. Welcome to our very first installment of a Maui Music Moment. Our first guest exemplifies aloha, a longtime beloved Maui music legend who has continued to write, perform, and tour. He is truly Maui's reggae ambassador. It is my honor to invite my dear friend Marty Dread to the show. Aloha, Marty.
Thank you, Randall. Thanks for having me.
Blessings, my brother.
Yes,
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here. First one.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
honored.
The first man. I was thinking and I went, you know what? You exemplify aloha to me.
Well, right on.
And good vibes, so we're thrilled to have you.
I'm honored.
Should I start with the questionnaire?
Please, yeah, fire away.
I'm
I'm curious what you have to ask me.
Well, first off, this is a Maui Music Moment. You're a Maui musician, singer-songwriter, you tour everywhere. Were you born here? Did you move here? What's your story?
I moved to Maui when I was 8 years old. My father and mother are from the East Coast, and we just sort of had enough of the turbulent times during the 70s.
Yeah.
And my mom made a blunt decision to get her kids out of the ghetto, as we were from the Bronx, New York.
Oh, okay.
So we went literally from the concrete jungle to the botanical jungle of haiku.
Oh, wow.
And
what a
we've been here ever since, yeah.
Wow. That's...
So people have that in their mind that I'm from Hawaii, but I was just raised in Hawaii.
Yeah, but I mean, 8 years old. That's
it's
formative years. Your formative
truly.
Years were really here.
Yeah.
Cool. And what led you to a life in music?
I was just always a singer. Even as a little kid, I would be walking down. If I had a paper route, for instance, I'd be throwing papers and singing, riding my bike and singing, cutting down fruit and singing. And then I guess before my voice changed into what it is today, I would get a lot of flack from my family members, like, "Hey, stop singing! Whoever told you were a singer was wrong. Just stop." So I had a lot of like inner feelings about even opening my mouth.
That can be very painful.
Well, it was less than painful, but more. I don't know. It was just sort of scarring, I guess. It was
it kind of makes you like,
go
no,
inside.
I'm not gonna do that.
So I finally just had to prove to myself that this is what I wanted to do, because the more I tried to suppress it, the more it called to me.
Yeah.
So I would sing in the corner or underneath a tree outside by myself. And then as the years went by, when I got into high school, I started to realize that music is what my future was. In 1987, the year I graduated high school, I went to the Soviet Union as a painter. I thought I was going to be a watercolor artist.
Oh, wow. Like a school trip? Or
it was called the Youth Ambassadors of America. And they took 6 kids from Maui, and we went to Moscow to paint this huge mural called the Maui to Moscow mural. So at that point, I thought I wanted to be a painter. All the while, I was kind of practicing my songs in private and stuff. And so we got to Moscow, we painted the mural. On our way back, we stopped at this gymnasium, and it was like 2,000 Soviet students. And the announcer came on and said, "Hey, these kids came from Hawaii. They want to be your friends and your pen pals, because the governments are not getting it together." Mind you, let's give you a little backstory. This is 1987. The Cold War is still very much on. Glasnost is just kind of coming into into being, and they're opening up to the West slightly. But still, we're technically enemies.
Intense,
right? So the kids were like, I don't want to be their friend necessarily. So you could hear a pin drop in that gymnasium. The announcer said, "These kids came all the way from Hawaii to be your friends," and no one.
Everybody's like, I'm going to get on the blacklist if I befriend these kids.
Right. Yeah, no one wanted to be the first to step down. So just around the backstage, I noticed there was an acoustic guitar, so I went and grabbed it. I don't know what possessed me to do this, and I knew about 3 or 4 chords back then, so I played Twist and Shout by the Beatles, not knowing that was the #1 song in Russia 30 years after it got released. It was the number one song right then. I didn't
right
even
then
know.
You know,
I just belted that thing out.
Spirit working in mysterious ways.
Because by the time that song was finished, every student was on the dance floor dancing, hugging us. We want to be your pen pal. You guys are cool. We want to be your friends. And I was like, wow. That just changed the whole, overcame political barriers, language barriers.
Yeah.
It just really just set the whole room like on a different note. So I said, I want this. This is what I want for my life. This is my calling. So I came back to Hawaii and started a band, and the rest is history. Yeah. Started recording and touring, and that moment in Russia was the defining moment, because at the time I thought I wanted to be a watercolor artist, because the people in my circle were like, "You're not really a musician. You should probably stick to something you're good at."
Yeah.
But it was always inside of me. It wanted to come out.
It was your nature.
Right. So I'm glad I did that, because that was kind of like my defining. That was the stamp.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
so that's where
an
it all
amazing
started.
story.
That's
Thank you for sharing that, because that inspires some of our viewers who are like maybe going, I don't know, and you see that Spirit kind of stepped into your life.
It completely did. Even with the song choice, because I could have picked,
anything.
Yesterday by the Beatles, and it wouldn't have the same effect. But that song in that moment, it was just like the thing that switched the whole room on its head. And it actually hooked me to know that this is what is going to change the world for me. Painting changes the world in its way, but music affects many more people at the same time. So I was like, wow, this is what I want for my life.
It obviously, at this point, is your path.
For sure. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is my day job, my night job.
Yeah, and this leads us to the next thing. What are you in the midst of now? What's on the horizon for Marty Dread?
I just completed my 18th studio album. I just put it out on Valentine's Day, so that's not even 2 months ago.
Wow.
And I'm already 6 songs into my
back into the studio again
or whatever. Yeah, just always recording, always trying to collaborate with different people. I got invited to play at this big music festival this year called Reggae on the River. If you're familiar with reggae, it's probably the reggae festival in the United States.
Absolutely.
There's many bigger ones outside the States, but for America, this is the one.
Yeah.
And I'm really ecstatic because I get to work with this band called the Soul Syndicate. In the 70s and 80s, there was a few studio bands that were responsible for all the hits. I equate it to like the Funk Brothers in Motown. They were the studio band that backed every singer. So they're sort of coming out of retirement, and they're using 2 old school singers and 1 new school singer. And they chose me as the new school singer. So I'm going to be playing with literally the best
dudes.
possible band ever. All my favorite songs as a kid, they played.
Wow.
So this to me is a milestone in my whole career. Not so much for the date, the show, but to play with these guys.
Blessings
so
to you.
I'm a little bit nervous,
my friend.
actually. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, well, you're going to be, all you got to do is be you.
Yeah, that's what I've come to that.
And,
just be me. Be as Maui as I can.
Absolutely. Now, the song that you've chosen for our program today, will that be on an upcoming CD?
Yes,
or?
I'm planning an acoustic album. I'd like to do. I heard this artist. I think he's from France. His name is Jehro, Jehro, and he blends salsa and reggae and pop and jazz, but he does it kind of in an acoustic way. It's very stripped down. Super catchy melodies, great, well-written songs. But they sound like an acoustic record. So I lived with this record for about a year. I said, I want to make a record like this. Not the full band, not the trap drum just smacking away and all that, but just more focusing on the story.
Yeah.
So I've got about 17, 18 songs along this lines of this one I'm playing today that I've collected. So I'm going to approach that as my next project. Not the one I'm currently working on.
But
at some point, it'll be, if I can find the budget, I'll make that record happen, because for me it'll be a real soul move, because it's really what's inside of me. These are the stories I've always wanted to tell. Sometimes my music becomes what's happening in pop culture, what's happening on Maui. I just sort of reflect my times, but these songs are very deeply personal stories. So I've been kind of waiting to get these out. So
that's going to be a real treat.
I hope so.
I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. I'll make sure you get a copy.
And now the song that we're going to hear today, what is that one called?
It's called...
I remember
I'm kidding. It's called Come Back and Stay.
Come Back and
It's
Stay.
a typical boy meets girl story. from the vantage point of the boy being in Hawaii, girl comes on, as a tourist. They meet, fall in love. She goes back to the mainland, so they have this long distance. He's saying, "Hey, come back here," and she's like, "Well, I got my life here.
Yeah,
I can't necessarily." But he's saying to her, "Every time we speak, you say you want to be here, so just come back. But stay when you come back this time."
Oh,
so it's
cool.
It's one of those songs I think people will relate to, mostly because a lot of people go through that situation living here.
Absolutely.
Meet somebody, they go away.
Yeah. It's not like the mainland. You can't just drive from like Pennsylvania to Connecticut and be like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Well, hey, let's listen to Marty play that tune, and it's my honor. You're gonna let me join you.
Oh yeah, I hope you will play it.
I will. Let's do it.
It'll make it a better song.
Right on, my brother.
Thank you, Randall. Appreciate it. You say this is your favorite place to be, and you like it even more now that you've met me. But you had to return back to the place you dwell, and I think I like you more than I can tell. But I don't know if I can wait so long, 'cause I'd miss you way too much. I can't recall feelings quite this strong, and all I think about is your touch. So come back and stay. I can't take this loneliness for one more day. Come back and stay. You say you wanna live here someday anyways, so come back and stay. My eyes adored you from across the way, but I wasn't sure just what to say. To my delight you came and spoke to me. 1,000,000 emotions were set free. We spent the next few days in close touch. Then came the day you went back home. I didn't know that it could hurt this much, and it's not the same talking on the phone. No, no. Come back and stay. I can't take this loneliness for one more day. Come back and stay. You say you wanna live here someday anyway, so come back and stay. Maybe it's true what the people say, that I can't have my cake and eat it too. But happiness will surely come my way if I finally get to be with you. Yes, you. Come back and stay. Come back and stay. Come back and stay.
And now, that special moment for our quote of the program. This comes from Lao Tzu, Chinese philosopher who just has endless great quotes. But this one seems appropriate for a Maui music moment. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe.
Wow, that's really deep. It's really, and it's so true.
It is.
It crosses all boundaries, even across galaxies. I believe that everything is connected. So as music goes out there, it's transmitted, and it's got to be absorbed by whatever is out there. So that's always my feeling. I mean, I play on a whale watch boat, and I know for a fact that the whales, the fish, the clams, the shrimp, they're all grooving. Hearing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And feeling it, not just like I hear this sound, but they hear the intention of it.
Yeah. Well, that almost as well harkens back to your beginning in music, the story you told about playing Twist and Shout. Yeah. That magical moment, and it's like music was in your soul.
Truly.
And it got heard by the universe, and that moment formed to be like, Marty, this is you.
Everything crystallized in that moment, right?
This is you.
Right.
Well, as is going to become our tradition on this program, we feature our guest song, which, what a beautiful song, Marty.
Thank you.
And I feel it in the heart. Feel it in the heart.
Thanks so much.
I've chosen a song which is appropriate for my friend, the reggae ambassador. It's an old reggae tune that I wrote, I think in the 90s, and we had the big hurricane season this year.
Sure did.
And so I kind of brought it back out. It's called Hurricane, and Marty's going to join me for it, and we're going to go a little outside with it.
All right. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Thank you.
Hurricane. The earth will give you rice from rain. Then one day the winds may change, bringing dreaded hurricane, knocking on your door. The sun will smile at you and yours. A wicked wind may drop your drawers, bringing nervous face of red, embarrassment and woe. Seasons are changing, living's going easy. People have been saying, never feel so low. One day April showers turn black and don't let go. You know, hear the poor man singing, Lord, I want to go home. Hurricanes come, they bring in darkness, like a black glove over the moon. Bring you heartless, heedless pain and sorrow. When the hurricane comes, man, you better run soon. You better run soon, ah yes. Ocean sparkle a vivid blue. A wicked wave can turn on you, can hurt you deep, what can you do? Feel so all alone. We all want to hold a hand. We're all playing in the band, dreaming of the sun and sand, dashing through the snow. Seasons are changing, living's going easy. People have been saying, never feel so low. One day April showers turn black and don't let go. You know, hear the poor man singing, Lord, I want to go home. Hurricanes come, they bring in darkness, like a black glove over the moon. Bring you heartless, heedless pain and sorrow. When the hurricane comes, man, you better run soon. You better run soon, ah yes. Seasons are changing, living's going easy. People have been saying, Lord, you feel so low. One day April showers turn black and don't let go. You know, hear the poor man singing, Lord, I want to go home. Hurricanes come, they bring in darkness, like a black glove over the moon. Bring you heartless, heedless pain and sorrow. When the hurricane comes, man, you better run soon. You better run soon. Sunrise up to light for you. It's time for us to make it through. I tell you all the seasons' truths, folks were always home. Earth is all our mothers see. Behold, she lies neath every tree. Embrace the life of you and me, folks will always hold. Seasons are changing, living's going easy. People have been saying, never feel so low. One day April showers turn black and don't let go. You know, hear the poor man singing, Lord, I want to go home. Hurricanes come, they bring darkness, like a black glove over the moon. Bring you heartless, heedless pain and sorrow. When the hurricane comes, man, you better run soon. You better run soon. Let's stop it.
Mash up your smile. You go from frown to smile, you go from smile to frown. The hurricane come and just mash up the ground. Any hurricane come, we will destroy your life. Might even take away your wife.
This song is called Gypsy Eyes.
Old man, tell me about the way I've been. So much has happened, more than I have seen. Old man, tell me about the wind and rain. Is the answer blowing in the wind again? Wondered why the his eyes, we'll never know too soon. Whispering why within the years we all have cried over love.